Hello, Billy. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. Nice sunny day out here today, ready to go.
Beautiful, and I love that. And you see, I am quite excited to have you on the show today, Billy. But before then, oftentimes I love to thank my guests for two things, and I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, my man, I want to say thank you. Thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, Billy, you are on this platform right now because you did invest that in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of months back, Billy, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Billy, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Billy. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day, and I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Billy that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your philosophies, your insight, your work, the impact your work is having. And now you are offering your solutions, Billy. This stuff's so beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Billy is doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to look selfish, and even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Billy. So thank you so very much for doing that to yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite, because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elijah could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
Yes, thanks for having me on, and thanks for that great analogy. That's a good story. I love the parable you always start off with. It's really cool.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. So let's get started. You see, I am quite excited to have Billy on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Billy, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge alone, but the application of it. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge, and darkness ignorance. I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason I'm excited to have the incredible Billy on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of informations flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, my man, that our conversation is going to be impactful and insightful. So, for that reason, Billy, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Billy got here. Then, afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Billy, my man, over to you.
Let's do it. It's the what I call the superhero origin story. The superhero origin story started way back. I was actually a school teacher way back then. And then I pivoted my career and I started doing a little bit of real estate and stuff, but I needed my marketing to be different than everybody else because there's so many. There's thousands of realtors. They're all a dime a dozen. And at the same time that I was reflecting and trying to think of ways to make myself unique, a local pub opened up in our area, and it was very family friendly. Like it allowed to have children and had games. It had food trucks in the afternoons. It had you bring pets and dogs and things. And so it was really good for the community. And so I went there a few times and I'm like, you know what? I want all the people in my audience to know this is here because I want to see them succeed because they're great for the community. And so I offered to do a video for them. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do like a commercial. And this is 16 years ago. So you didn't have the cell phones. You didn't have all the easy access. So it was a little bit more arduous. So I went in there and I did the commercial and I put it in my audience. And I'm like, that was a lot of fun. I got a chance for everybody to see that you're here. I got more people that are like going to stop and see you now. You're getting more support. This was a lot of fun. And so I did another one with the local bakery. And then that was great. And then I did another one with the schools and I did another one with that. And I just started doing more and more and more. And I started finding that my focus should not have been necessarily like the audience and getting more audience. My focus needs to be meeting more business owners because I'm
Mm,
adding value. I'm doing something for them. And I started making all kinds of amazing connections. And we started making referral partners for one another. And we started collaborating on things. And my business went tripled, quadrupled at that point. And so I made it my mission to go out and meet as many business owners as I can and just do something of value, add something, give to them. For me, it's been always like a quick video. And now I've gotten to the point where I've done so many and my business is big enough and I've done all the things. I want to start teaching other people how to do it too. I think it's good for communities to go out there and know who's in your community and how to support them better and, help one another and give with intention and with organization and with strategy. It's great to give, but if you're just giving for the sake of giving, it can be exhausting. You can
mm,
experience
mm,
burnout.
mm.
If you give with intention and you give a strategy, you're always energized. You always have the passion behind you. And so that's where I'm at, teaching other people how to give with intention. Specifically, I do video commercials for local business owners, and I'm trying to teach other people how to do that.
That's so amazing, I tell you, my man. And
It's
that's
fun.
one of, yeah, it's fun. And that's one of the traits of true leaders, not keeping the solution to yourself and sharing it with others.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. And I love that. But you mentioned making commercials and video. So why did video
Mhm.
marketing matter? Like, why does it matter?
I think the reason I did it for video instead of like, let's say podcast, because we're on a podcast today, the video part of it, one, I just had like an interest in it. It was at the same time, it was kind of odd that my wife bought a camera to, take pictures of our firstborn son. He was forever ago then. And we had this camera, we took the pictures of the little one and I'm like, I think this could do video too. So, at the same time we had the camera, I just happened to have the equipment. I wanted to mess around with it and I wanted to try to make video because I wanted people to just see all the neat stuff that was going on at the pub that we had. And I wanted them to meet the owners. That's what separates them from any other place that sells things. Is if you go to a local business and you can see and meet the owners, that changes how people support it. And so the
Mm,
video made that extra connection. So people were, when they walked in from that on, are like, "Oh, I saw the video with you in it." Like, and they knew the owner was there, and they knew the owner was caring and trying to help the community. So it added an extra level that like a podcast or like just pictures wouldn't.
yeah.
You added that extra element of getting their facial expressions and they're funny and all the different things that you need to make that connection with them.
Amazing, and I got that. That's so true. So, what other lessons stood out during all of those processes and all?
But what other so many lessons. Let's pick let's see, what other lessons? That if you start giving with
Mm,
intention, it takes a little bit of time because sometimes people's first reaction isn't like, you're just doing this for me for free, right? They have that initial like barrier. But once you cross that barrier and once you gain that trust and once you start, you become the person that's supporting your community, the momentum comes right up. At
mm,
this point, I don't even have to reach out to them. They reach out to me and they're like, hey, we're just starting up. We'd love to sit down with you and say ways we can help support this new whatever we're opening or this new cafe or whatever it is. So once the momentum's there and you're known and labeled as somebody who's a giver for your community, it really just kind of feeds itself. It does take a little momentum in the beginning, but once you get it moving, like it's that boulder going down the hill, right? It's hard to stop.
I got that. Given with intention, but that's a smart one. working with local stores like that. That's a smart one, and I got that.
Yep.
Okay, so what about this one? What is live local marketing and why did you start it?
The teacher in me, right? So I said in the beginning, like I used to be the high school teacher that kind of pivoted my way out of that. My whole family are teachers, right? My grandmother was in a one room schoolhouse teaching in the 1920s, and all my other family's teachers. So I have those bones somewhere in my body where I want to teach other people how to do the things that I learned. And that's what Live Local is. Like you go to the website and I have a course where you can step by step take the course, learn how to do it, learn how to set up the systems for your business for marketing. Because most people I find want to give and they want to do warm marketing. Not many people love cold calls and cold stuff. They just don't. There's no connection.
Yeah.
It's very dry, but they don't know where to start, and then they don't know what kind of systems they need to be effective, and then it just takes them too much time, and they either burn out or they get frustrated or there's no focus. So the things I teach them help them like stay on track. Here's what you got to do. Here's what you do next. Here's what you do next. And it's just kind of a step by step process where anybody who follows it can have warm marketing in their life and be that person who just gets referrals and chats with people, and you don't have to do cold calls and cold leads and all those painful, very expensive and ineffective ways. Being a member
Mm.
in your community and being a positive impact is so much more rewarding for business owners.
Oh, amazing. Being a member of your community and making so much
Yes.
impact. I got that.
Yep.
I got that. So what if maybe the audience are curious and they say something like, Billy, who is it best for? I mean, who is Leave Local
Oh,
Marketing best for? What would your response be?
so yeah, so anybody really, it's, yeah, I know the phrase is, if you're serving everybody, you're serving nobody. I get that phrase. So I try to track it back a little bit. Anybody who's trying to meet folks for their business, anybody who's trying to make an impact on their community, anybody who's like stuck in a rut and you're like, listen, my business is here. I need it to grow, but I don't know how to get it any bigger. Or if you just like, I don't want to do cold leads. It doesn't feel natural, doesn't feel good. Or, I've got a group of people that I work with and I'm ready to take this thing to the next level and meet more people. All of those folks seem to gravitate to me. Like it's not a very business specific. Like I have people in financial planning space. I've got people that are in like boutique ownerships. I got people that are in real estate and lending and solar panels. That's an odd one. But in all kinds of walks of life who are just need to meet more people in order for their business to grow. And this is the way they want to do it. They don't want to keep paying or doing colds or any of those things. They want to do it by helping and giving back to their community, which I feel is the best way to do it.
So true. Okay, what about this one? Is it
Okay,
expensive
we
to
got it.
start? Yeah, is it expensive to start?
Oh man,
And
no.
and what tools are needed at the beginning?
This is easy. I love this answer
Thank
because
you.
when I got started, it was a camera and it was all that stuff. But now all you need is your phone, which everybody has. You
Yeah.
need a $9 lapel mic that Bluetooths to
Mm,
your phone, $9 on Amazon, and like a $10 tripod because you don't want to sit there and hold your phone while you do interviews. That just gets painful. So for under 25 bucks, you could do it the whole thing. Under
yeah.
25 bucks. That's it. Yep. And that's all it is. So if you're thinking about the thousands of dollars you spend buying cold leads and stuff, and 1% of those things convert for
Mm,
25 bucks, you're actually taking control of your business and going out and meeting the people that you need to meet for your business to work.
mm,
It's really hard to beat that, 25 bucks.
yeah, yeah, I tell you. So I think this is also very important. So what mistakes should beginners avoid?
Oh, so yeah, another good question, man. You're on it today. I love that, man. You're on it. So
Thank
avoid being salesy, right? So there's somebody else in my community that does the same thing. But what he does is he goes in there, he does the video, and then he turns around right away and says, hey, by the way, I sell this thing if you ever need it or interested. The sales breath, the selling right away just cancels out your giving. It does. So like I just do this thing, I'm helping, I'm doing all this stuff. Hey, you need to buy the thing I'm selling. It's like you seem like you're trading it off just to like just to sell your thing. If you're giving and not asking for anything in return, that doesn't mean unfocused. That doesn't mean with strategy. That doesn't mean that you're just doing it all willy-nilly. Like there's definitely a rhyme and reason and there's some strategy involved. But if you're just doing it just to sell something, it's not going to work. People know. They realize it. They smell your sales breath.
you. Smell your sales breath. You gotta give
Yep.
intentionally. I
Yes.
got
Yes.
that. I got it.
Yep.
You mentioned earlier that you were building a momentum, just to gain the trust.
Yeah.
So how long before people start to see results?
Yeah, it's all over the place. So when I first started, it was in real estate. So if you're selling something like real estate, for example, that takes a little bit of time. Like it's 30 days, 40 days. Like real estate takes time. But we've had people in like the financial sector, for example, like a week, 10 days. He started getting people into a CRM and he started adding people right away and started making the connections he needed to make. On the website, it's called a 5-day challenge. And if you do the 5-day challenge just to see if this thing's right for you, it's just an easy one. It takes you through the process really quickly without all the handouts and all the extras. And in 5 days, you should be able to add people to your CRM and start making connections. It shouldn't take that long.
Wow.
But it all depends on what you're selling too. Like if you're selling, I don't know, lollipops, they might be able to do it right away. But if you're selling like insurance, it might take some time. It all depends.
All depends. I got that. But how do one measure progress? How do I know I'm making progress already?
So you start adding people to your database. So one of the things is you have to have like a CRM or some system where you're keeping track of who you know, right? Because there's no way you memorize all the people or remember who you know or remember to follow up. You have to have some kind of system in place. And as you watch that system grow, you know you're making the connections you need to make. And you just stay on track, keep to the strategy. And as that continues to grow, you start making more connections, start making more sales or get more leads. And so as you see that grow, I think that's the biggest indicator of your connections. It's not the vanity metrics of how many likes you get. That's not really that helpful. Um, it could be sales, but if you're in a slow sales space, you may need some patience. It's really like your CRM and your database. How many people are in your
Mm,
sphere? How many people are joining your world and are being a part of it? That's the biggest factor.
the biggest factor is your CRM, your database.
Hmm.
I got that. Not the likes and all. I got that. I got that.
Nah, it doesn't do you any good. Nah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, finally, okay, what is warm marketing and how is it different from cold leads?
All right. So the warm marketing basically is you're working with referral. Like you know certain people and you send each other referrals and you buy and sell from one another. And you don't have to do much. Like you just stay in contact. You add value, you give to them, and they end up sending people your way. And if they need something, they come to you and they have commitment to you. So it doesn't matter what the market is. If it's slow, if it's fast, you still have your database of people who are committed to you that rely on you for things. And that's what I consider warm. That's what I consider the way to really run your business, because cold is you're calling people. They didn't ask for anything. They didn't ask you to call them. They didn't ask you to bug them. They didn't ask for it. You're door knocking or you're calling or you're doing something and you're interrupting their day, or there's no commitment from them at any given point in the process. They're like, well, I really don't know Billy, so screw it. I'm going to go this other direction. I'm going to go with this other person. There's no commitment to it. And from the beginning, from the very, very beginning, I think I've made like 3 cold calls my whole life. I just knew right away that it wasn't my thing. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. And so I knocked on 2 doors and made 3 cold calls ever. And I just knew it wasn't the right thing to do. So being part of my community was the way I grew it. Um, yeah. And if you think about anybody who's been in a business long and they're the head salesperson or they're whatever in your business, most of the time they're just sitting back on referrals. They know a lot of
Mm,
people.
mm,
Their CRM's usually full. Very rarely is the top producer in your company somebody who's making a ton of phone calls. Very rarely. Maybe once in a while, but it's really the person that's sitting back with all those referrals and just knows all the people. And if you could take control of that through the systems I teach, you could actually make it a little faster. You can expedite the process. You can be more intentional faster. And it just makes for a better business life, you know?
that's so true, and I got that. Now I understand the difference between the two now. Thank you for
Yeah.
explaining that, my man.
Yeah.
That's a
So
great
to
one.
your analogy,
Yeah.
to cold marketing is that mango tree that never gets mangoes. Man, it never gets
Hmm.
mangoes.
Hmm.
Maybe one ever. Whereas my mango tree is
Yeah.
full of mangoes.
Full of mangoes. I love that, my man. I love that. So I'm gonna take that as a final thought, Billy. So for folks
Okay.
who would like to reach out to you, learn more about the beautiful stuff you're doing, or even ask you questions or to require services, how can that be possible?
Yeah, the best way is the website. The website's got a bunch of different stuff. It's www.livelocalwarmmarketing.com. So livelocalwarmmarketing.com. And on there, I've got different levels of things. Like if you're somebody who's like, hey, listen, I just want to see if it's okay, right for me, the 5-day challenge. It's the way to do it. If you're like, I want to do this myself, there's a book and it's like $7 for a book. You can do the whole thing and walks you through. It tells the story of a man who learned how to do warm marketing on his own. If you're somebody who's like, I kind of get it, I just want some guidance, there's a membership where it has all kinds of like weekly schedules to help you with your content creation. It's got resources. It's got all the things that I ever do, I give to you. Or if you're somebody who's like, I don't know what I'm doing, I just want somebody to help guide me through the whole process. That's the course. It goes from step to step. So I'm trying to hit up all different levels of people, all kinds of budgets, because my goal is really to get it in as many people's hands as possible, just because I think it's a great way to build community and run a business. So I want different levels of pricing to help anybody who's anywhere, you know?
Amazing, and that's so thoughtful of you. Thank you. So
Yeah.
can you repeat
Yeah.
your website once more? Your website.
Yeah, you got it. This live local warmmarketing.com.
Com. Beautiful. So that's going to be the end of the show, Billy. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this awesome, fantastic stuff with us. It means a whole lot, my man. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, man. This is awesome. I appreciate your questions.